The Real Monica Adams Show is brought to you by Exist Stretch. Stop by for your free consultation and 30-minute introductory stretch today.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. Good morning and happy Friday. Happy Good Friday to each and every one of you as we approach Easter. What are you doing for Easter? Let us know that as you're dropping in this morning. If you have to rush off, just say good morning at least to this wonderful community that we've built over the last few years. It's a Friendship Friday. You know what that means. Our incredible Fleshman is back with us. We've got real estate talk. We've got friendship talk. We'll talk about Easter and we'll tell you what's coming up for our talk in May. We want to know what it's going to be like as we head into the weekend, weather-wise. And then we're going to tell you about some incredible things coming up for you next week. And again, if you just heard that wonderful deep voice, that's Zach Kimball, our director. Yes, we welcomed aboard our official title sponsor, which is, in fact, Exist Stretch. They just had their grand opening of their St. Louis Hills location, 5605 Hampton. If you haven't had a chance to stop by yet, please do so. I'm telling you what, it is a free first stretch, and you want to take advantage of that. ExistStretch.com. Follow them on social media as well, at Exist Stretch. It will completely change your life. And we're talking about everybody. I don't care if you're a kid. I don't care if you're a parent, if you're a senior. First responders, by the way, they really take care of you because they have this incredible hero program that you're going to want to take advantage of. Special pricing for you, by the way. So I'm telling you, it will change your life. And so if you're walking around, your back's bothering you, your hips are bothering you, and you're wondering why, a lot of times it could be because you need to be stretched. And I don't mean you stretching yourself. I mean being stretched professionally. Let the team at Exist Stretch do this for you because, like I said, it will completely change your life. So thank you, Exist Stretch, for being a part of the Real Monica Adams Show. All right, so we have a new beginning for our show. So I want a new beginning. Zach's now going to have to work on this for our incredible Beckett Moore. I'm not going to air the old one because everything's new, but I do have a beautiful background for us. So we call this What the Weather, and it's kind of been up and down. Let's introduce you, if you are new to the show, to our incredible aspiring meteorologist. This is Beckett Moore. Good morning, Beckett.
Good morning. How are you?
Good. Do you like that new beginning?
I do. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's very energetic. Zach did a really good job. So now Zach's been busy. So now I'll have Zach work on a new intro for you. Do you have any requests of what you would like your intro to look like?
Not really. I'll get back to you. I'll think about it.
Okay, we need a new. The reason I didn't want to air it is because the old one is in the snow, and we don't talk about snow anymore.
True. Yeah.
We'll get some new ones of Beckett out in some, maybe by a babbling brook or some water or something like that. Well, how have you been since Monday?
It's been nice. I actually got out of school on Wednesday because our break starts on Wednesday and it goes all the way through Monday. So I've been out in the yard spreading mulch, getting some yard work done. And then we've also yesterday we actually went down to Cherokee Antique Row and toured I think it's the DeMille Mansion, this really historic French mansion, and we looked at antique furniture for my room as well.
I was just going to ask you about that. So it's like you just threw the ball up so I could hit it out of the park. I saw your mom post something of what you were looking for, and then it was the cutest thing at the end because she said, "Trust me, it'll be treated well by my old soul son." So what is it that you're looking for?
What?
What is it you're looking for?
I'm looking for a dresser that's about, I think, 60 inches long to go on one of the walls in my room, and it's old, dark wood, preferably like mahogany or walnut, antique. So if anybody out there has anything in the St. Louis area, reach out.
Yeah, there we go. So that's what I wanted to do. When I saw that post, I'm like, okay, well, let's help them out. Do you also want to have a particular top? I thought I saw something about like a marble top.
Yeah, a marble top would be really cool, but I'm open to other things as well.
Okay, so folks, spread this around. Do you know somebody? If you do, shoot me a message and I'll make sure that we get that to Beckett. Okay, info@therealmonicaadams.com, by the way, is my email. So we're into Good Friday. There's a lot of plans as we head into Easter, obviously going to church, being with family, maybe hosting Easter get-togethers. So we all want to know what the weather's going to look like, and Beckett is the one who's going to tell you.
Yeah, so looking at the current conditions right now, mostly cloudy skies out there, but it is already 61 degrees, and it is going to be very warm today, but enjoy it because this is going to be the last day where it gets very warm, very above average temperatures. Our sunset tonight at 7:26, dew point at 58, so it is a little humid out there this morning as we are expecting some rain today. Wind is calm at 0 miles an hour. As we head into the afternoon, 81 degrees again, like I said, very warm, very above average temperature for this time of the year. Spotty showers, especially from the hours of 1 to 4 o'clock. Now, this isn't the storm risk. That comes after midnight, although those storms will likely be weakening as they head towards the St. Louis area. So our low tonight is 58. Again, we do have a chance for storms past 1 a.m., so make sure you have your phone next to you in case you do get any severe weather alerts. Overall, expecting strong, maybe some severe storms, but it is a low threat at this point. Maybe some small hail and gusty winds. Those are the biggest threats across the area. 60 degrees tomorrow. Our cold front comes through overnight with those storms, and we will have a good stretch of colder, but more around average days in the St. Louis area. 70% chance of rain. That's going to be mostly before 10 o'clock. Once we get into the afternoon, the rain will be out of here finally. A low of 39 tomorrow night as we head into Sunday, 59 and sunny for your Easter Sunday. So it is going to be on the cooler side, but thankfully it is going to be sunny, so don't have to worry about the umbrella or any rain jackets. 60 degrees by Monday as we head into the work week Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. We do get back to the 70s mid to late week, so we do have a colder stretch coming up, but it's going to be nice with not so much rain around the area.
Okay, so again, though, as Beckett's telling you to be weather aware, because again, it was rocking and rolling storms just within the last couple of days. What's crazy is driving out there, Beckett, when it's coming down. I mean, I was hydroplaning like crazy the other day. I don't know if you saw about Mason Wynn after the Cardinal game. He ended up getting in an accident leaving the Cardinals game. He's okay. He was taken to the hospital, no serious injuries, but it's scary when you're driving in it.
It is absolutely so. Make sure you slow down, put those lights on, just be very careful out there.
All right, I'm going to bring our wonderful Dot Fleshman into the conversation because I laughed before we went on. Your reaction just made me laugh. So good morning, by the way, to Dot Fleshman, who's going to join us here in just a second. She is our realtor with Coldwell Banker Gundaker. We're going to do a little real estate talk and Friendship Friday talk. So Dot, what was your question for Beckett?
So I asked Beckett if he ever followed the Farmer's Almanac.
And your answer is?
No, we didn't. Meteorologists do not follow it. I don't follow it, but I do think it's a pretty cool thing.
I'm sorry, I laughed. She was like, "Hey, Beckett." And he's like, "Yes," with his deep voice now. Do you or any other meteorologist follow the Farmer's Almanac? He's like, "No, I do not."
Right. Well, I was just wondering, just because, I mean, clearly they sell this book every year. So someone's buying it and following it. And I am guilty to say I have bought it and used it just because I was nervous about an outdoor event.
You didn't have Beckett at the time. That was the reason.
Right.
Yeah.
But Beckett, you said your mom did gift you one year, right?
She did, yeah, she did.
What do you love about it?
I just think it's cool how it shows all the maps and all the graphics, and it'll show, oh, it's going to be snowy here, it's going to be cold here. Although that's not really true or not really accurate at all, it's still cool to look at.
Now, all the farmers are like, wait a minute, we follow that. All right. Well,
Hey, Beckett,
yeah.
I just want to let you know, have you been down here on the hill? They have it's called, I think, the Hill Antique Market.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah, I've been to that one, yeah.
Okay. Right.
Okay, so
They have some cool things.
again,
Yeah.
we're trying to find this dresser. I know someone has this dresser that he needs. So mahogany, ideally. What is the dimensions again?
I think 60 inches is what we're looking for. Although we did go to an antique store on Cherokee Antique Road, and we found like 3 contenders. So hopefully we'll find one tomorrow is when we're going to go back there.
3 contenders. Anybody else? Again, if it had a marble top, you'd be the winner chicken dinner. So,
Yeah.
all right, Beckett, again, thank you for the forecast. Thank you for all you do for the Real Monica Adams Show. And more importantly, happy Easter to you.
Absolutely. Happy Easter.
Happy Easter.
All right, we have Dot now. Dot, do you love this wonderful Easter background for you?
Good morning. It's
Good morning.
beautiful. Absolutely. Sun. It's spring. I told you last time we spoke, this is like my favorite time of year.
Yes, and so we were getting ready to go on, and she's like, "Oh, I almost wore a blue dress," and she was like, "But I thought I needed to be springy." And I'm like, "Hang on, I'll go change to pink." So I wanted to give you weather. As far as news, really, I was looking through a lot this morning, and except for a few things, like McDonald's is trying a simpler approach with their new McValue menu, so that's their new strategy. One of the stories I thought was interesting, Dot, there was a 13-year-old that was missing. Did you see this? She was found alive after 30 years. This was in Arizona. She actually went missing on May 15th of 1994, and she was found alive 30 years later. So all these stories of hope when someone goes missing, so it kind of made me think of the whole thing going on with Savannah Guthrie's mother. I still have incredible hope that that woman is alive.
Same.
Yeah,
Same.
see, I just
Right.
got it still. But I mean, these stories of a child going missing. I mean, I remember when I was in news and we were talking about the Sean Hornsby story. I don't know if you all remember that. And all of a sudden, here it was in Kirkwood. He was
Oh, right.
found alive. Remember that?
Right.
Yeah, I mean, again, it blows my mind. But yeah, that story, I was like, oh my God, here it is, 30 years later. It's
30
crazy.
years later missing. So, I mean, did she run away or did they say
She went missing. So let me give you the story. So according to the sheriff's office in Star Valley, Arizona, there was an extensive effort launched to find this Christina Plant. Despite countless searches and interviews, there were no viable leads. She remained missing. Investigators never fully gave up, which is what I love. They have these cold cases. They open them back up. The case remained open on this one and active. Investigators periodically re-examined the evidence. They pursued new information as it became available. And then 32 years, they said, since her disappearance, they found her 44 years old now. The office said investigators confirmed her identity. Her missing person case officially resolved. The formation of the cold case unit sparked a renewed commitment that led to finding her. The technological advances, the modern investigative techniques, and detailed case review helped the unit solve her disappearance. And they said, as far as any other details, out of respect for the family and for her and her well-being, they're not providing any other information. But again, long-awaited answers to the family and the community, they just said, and underscores the importance of cold case review initiatives and the impact of evolving technologies, which I just think is fascinating. But as to how she went missing or was she kidnapped or anything, they're not providing any other details. But isn't that fascinating?
amazing?
Yeah,
Amazing.
that was my favorite story of the day. And I mean, as far as everything else, I was just like, I don't know. I wouldn't pass this along. I don't know. The other stuff is just kind of left it there for me. So we're going to get out of news you can use. Well, let's look at sports real quick. So the Blues are playing the Anaheim Ducks. That'll be a 9 p.m. game tonight if you're a big hockey fan. If you're a Cardinals fan, they're playing Detroit today at 12:10. It's the Cardinals and the Tigers, by the way, tomorrow at 12:10. And then they do play on Easter. The Cards and the Tigers have a 6:20 game while the Blues are in action on Easter. Hopefully they'll bring home a win for us. They play against the Colorado Avalanche at 8:30. And you know we like our National Day of Calendar Dot. Obviously, it's Good Friday. But did you know it's also National Find a Rainbow Day? And with all the storms,
Wow.
yeah, we might
I
be.
have one today.
Yes, yay. National Film Score Day. It's Chocolate Mousse Day. That sounds good. And if the guys are looking for a suit to wear, it is National Tweed Day. And then have you been following the Final Four at all?
No.
Basketball?
I mean,
No?
he was watching it, so it was on. So I did watch it, and I did watch that one where the guy just kind of like threw the ball. And I'm not real big into basketball, but I saw that whole thing, and I was like cheering for him.
Well, obviously, we're very excited from Mizzou and all that. Missouri, SLU, that's all done. But Illinois, they are the underdog here. The Fighting Illini are in action in the Final Four. So what does that mean for all of you on the Illinois side? Some local pride. Go Illinois. I would love to be able to come back and say that they took it all. That would be incredible. I know a lot of people's brackets just got blown up, but good luck. Good luck to Illinois. So that's the big thing. Okay, so for you and I, we're going to talk real estate news. We're going to talk Friendship Friday as well. If you have any questions or you want to say anything about Easter for me and Dot, please let us know. We're going to get into that when we return.
One of our things we always say is we want everybody to leave with a smile.
Oh, and trust me, they do. I've seen a lot of smiles here today. There's so many levels of why you will love these ladies, but giving back to the community, supporting the community, collaborating with other businesses.
Base pace. Now we give parameters here. Power walkers generally use incline. Yeah, I know.
Go, girls, go!
Because you're not only getting some great local roasted coffee, you're getting good people.
Good people is what it's about. And by the way, that person who turned up their nose, karma is that you know what.
Everyone needs to be kind. And it starts really with the adults. And then it goes down because we're the ones that are instilling this in our children, in our families, and everything thereafter.
We are live on location. And this is the really cool thing. This is exactly what we can do from your business. We call it Mobile Monica. You know, I'm always on the move. And we've got some Mobile Monicas coming up that we'll be telling you about for sure. By the way, yesterday, Dot, and I have to thank Dot because Dot and I were talking about this a while back. Now, I never knew where she went, so to me, I thought this was more of a God wink of the way it all came about. I went, Dot, yesterday and saw April Ebenezio. We did this really amazing feature on her, which will air coming up on April 20th. Put this on your calendar. Medical thermal imaging. And you know, I've been talking about, obviously, if you don't want to do mammograms, but it is not just for the breast. It is literally from head to toe. Early detection. It is safe. It is painless. Target problem areas. And again, early prevention. So MidwestThermographySolutions.com. Dot, you have gone there. In fact, April's like, yeah, Dot just called and said, I got to get in again, right?
Yeah, I did. I just called her. Because I like to do, I told you back to back, the thermography, but also with the ultrasound. So I did the ultrasound, now I'm going to do the thermography. And then I always have them together kind of like back to back.
And where do you go for your ultrasound?
So ultrasound is through, it's called HERS. And what they do is it's like almost like a they travel, it's not a bus, I don't want to call it a traveling bus, but they travel, so they go to different places. And this last time, it was at a salon somewhere in Webster. But the time before that, I went to like Lamp and Lantern, where I do my thermal scan. So they had it there. That's how I connected those two.
I love this.
Yeah, so I mean, you can, and again, insurance does not cover either one of these things, but well worth.
Yes, but she did mention, and a lot of people asked that question yesterday, FSA and HSA, you may be able to turn it in, and then there's other things that people have set aside. There are people that have turned it in, and a portion of things have been covered, so you never know. You might as well try, but understand it's very inexpensive. It's from like $210 to about $450 or so if you would do like a full body. So if you do like half body, medium, whatever, I don't know. That's well worth it for me. That's my thought. But for all of you, you have to make your decision. Midwest Thermography Solutions. So again, it wasn't a live show that we did because there's so many moving parts that we want to do. So April 20th, put it on your calendar. It was going to air on that Medical Monday. So my friend, I wanted to start with that by telling you thank you. Thank you for the awareness that there is something else we can do than being smashed with all that pressure and just the radiation aspect of mammograms. Again, you do you, but Dot and I are like, no. She's like, no more radiation for me. All right. So I just the other day was saying, oh, we are going to have to talk to Dot about this when we have her on because of just the way things have been going. People were like, wait a minute, are mortgage rates going up? What's going on with the housing market, et cetera? So Dot's the one that's going to tell you about this. If you don't know Dot, she's a real estate agent with Coldwell Banker Gundaker, and you can find her at Fleshman at cbrealty.com. That's the email address. When it's time for you or someone else, hey, when someone says, I think I'm going to maybe be thinking of selling or buying a home. Oh, okay, Dot. You want to send them to Dot, 314-324-3317, and the website .fleshman.com. Okay, so yes, it's been a little crazy with the war going on in Iran, which again, hopefully is going to end here maybe in the next couple of weeks. But we have seen the after effects of that. How has it affected the housing market?
So just like we had the conversation when the rates went up to 7%, the people who are serious buyers or sellers are still buying and selling. And the economy does affect the whole, like the bigger picture.
Sure.
But it's also good for certain people. If there's lack of buyers out there right now, that means you have less competition. Mm-hmm. But I can tell you that in my specific case that, we're still in competition, depending on the area that you're looking in, we're still multiple offers. I mean, this is still out there and it's still happening. So right now, are people concerned about the war? Yes. Are we concerned about our prices? Yes. Are we concerned about the interest rates going up? Yes. People are still closing on their homes. They're still looking, they're still buying. it's still a busy season right now. In fact, we know that like right during this Easter season, as soon as Easter's over, it's just going to get, it's already busy, but it's going to get busier.
Well, this is again, we talked about it never slows down completely, but when it gets really hot and really, really busy is around now because people are looking at, oh, the kids are going to start wrapping up school and then maybe we want them to be in a different school district. We got to start making plans for that. But you always talk about, we just mentioned the aspect of medical being preventative and organized and prepared. The same applies when you're doing the selling and the buying of a home.
100,000. Yes, yes. I mean, if you're going to move in the fall, this is the time that you should be planning and getting things ready. And if you want to buy, this is the time that you want to connect with a lender and just say, how do I look, on paper? What do I need to do in order to be ready to sell in the fall? And sometimes they might say you can buy right now, and other times be like a good thing. I do have some clients that do have to wait a little bit, a few more months to kind of clean up their, their credit score, and all of that matters. It all matters.
Absolutely. Again, so if you're just tuning in, we are talking with Dot Fleshman, Coldwell banker, Gundaker realtor. So I mentioned the aspect of rates. So rates are back up. Is it past 6%?
Yes, it's up there in the sixes. But again, it's like if you lock in early. So even though the rates went up to 6, my clients who were locked in in the high 5s. So they got to close in the high 5s. Right now, we are at about 6, but by the time you find a house and you got locked in, you don't know. The rates can come back down between now and then. It depends on when you lock in. But the 6s, again, we're still, it's not bad. 6s are not bad. Are we ever going to be down in the 3s? I mean, probably not, but we're definitely better than where we were a year or two ago in the 7s.
Absolutely. Looking at some comments, a lot of people saying good morning and happy Good Friday. Good morning, Dot, across the board. My mother who was amazing, her name was Dot. That's what Rose said. You two have not met yet, have you?
We have not. We're going to one day.
And again, Linda, I agree with you. We just did that story about the woman that was missing. Do you recall Gina Dawn Brooks? I do remember that. She was missing in Fredericktown back in the late 1980s, at least. Crazy. The rain is not going to ruin my egg hunt on Sunday? I don't know. It's going to be crazy. What are you doing on Easter, by the way?
On Easter, we are celebrating actually on his side of the family on Saturday.
On Saturday? Okay. So
Right.
you can continue to drop in comments, folks. We'll look back and forth. Kyle, maybe I'm going to wear a hat on Easter. It all depends. I know you love those big Easter hats. We're going to talk about Easter.
This Easter is actually my Palm Sunday because our Greek Orthodox Easter is a week off. So it's our Palm Sunday, and then the following week is our Easter.
Exactly. So you get to celebrate with us, and then we'll celebrate with you.
Yes. Yes.
This is all about community. Okay. So you mentioned the fact that, there's still these offers, which I think is just absolutely incredible how long this has been going on. Multiple offers. If you are, in fact, getting ready to sell your home, expect the same thing to happen. So we're going to go from you personally. Give us an update on how the last month has been.
Oh, it's been a busy month, and it's excellent. This is my first time home buyer that just closed on her house. We had a little bit of a longer close because the seller needed a little bit more time. She was an elder woman, and she just wanted a little bit more time to close. So we started in February and just closed.
Oh my, yes. Hey, it's a process, right? So they did. And then these guys did as well.
Yes, and then these actually they're first time home buyers as well. They were renting before and realized that their money is going every month into renting versus equity into their home. So they wanted to buy, and we found them the perfect home, like the perfect home. It is renovated.
What made it perfect?
It was renovated, and we talk about this all the time. So they moved into the city. Not too far from down here where I live, and the home was totally renovated, top to bottom. You move it. I mean, it's got the old, like the little gingerbread home. So it's got the old kind of like cute windows with the stained glass, and you still have the character. But then they renovated it and modernized it, and everything about it is new. And they've got a garage now that they didn't have before. It's
We
perfect.
always say, dare we say the word perfect, but evidently,
Well, as perfect as perfect can be. I mean, I'm sure they're going to move into it and find their glitches on things, but or that you just have to learn to live differently. You know, when you lived in such a small space and now you have more space, it became kind of like, well, let's buy more furniture and put it in there. And it was kind of like he thought, let's just enjoy the more space.
right. Let's be in the moment, and then you'll see the bigger picture. But congratulations to them, and then just sold.
Yes, and then this was another one that we had worked on, and I think I'd shared with you in the past months that we had to do a couple of mutual releases because there were some foundation issues, which is okay. That's what we have our inspections for, and why we do our due diligence to make sure that we're moving into a safe, sturdy home. And so finally, these guys, again, first-time home buyers, just moved into a house.
It's so exciting. Again, we all can go back to that first time, how scary it can be, how exhilarating it can be, the ups and downs, but you don't want to go at it alone. You don't want to try to say at the very last second, oh my gosh, I want that home, but I haven't done any of my work. That's what we keep stressing. Let Dot walk you through the process. Again, her information, 314-324-3317. So 3 closed and then 1 under contract?
Yep, 1 under contract. So here we go. And you just keep working and helping people to find the right place, the right home. Even if it's an investor, you work with your investors to find what works for them monetarily, because investors, it's all about the numbers. The numbers have to make sense.
Absolutely. So, I am going to be doing a lot of stories. I remember our friend, Sherry Anderson, reached out to me a couple of years ago and said, Monica, I want you to do a show on AI. And not a lot of people were talking about AI back then. She's like, I'm scared of it. Okay, well, here we are 2 years later. I'd have to revisit that conversation with her because now it's ever evolving. I saw something on Fox News a couple of nights ago that said, will AI take every human job? That was the headline, and I'm like, oh, stop it. Stop scaring people. Okay, then I was pitched an interview just the other day from a woman that was like, would you like to talk? I'm like, everybody's talking about AI. Well, we're going to talk about AI today. Dot has it, though, and I love the way we're going to do it because it's I do a life coaching workshop called Cultivating a Vision. This is a visionary aspect of it all, how to visualize a change before you actually spend money. So talk about the AI with your job.
So if you there's one picture before this one.
Okay.
Which is so we pull up and it just looks a little boring. And so we walk up and she's like, well, gosh, it's boring. This house it's so beautiful on the inside. You should see how they renovated it. But you could see what I'm saying. You walk up and it doesn't have that curb appeal. So what I did is they walked in, I took a picture of the outside of the house and I asked my AI app, I said, this is a boring front. I said, I needed to have some landscaping and it to be inviting and beautiful that you want to walk up to that house. And it, like within a few seconds,
Yes.
Beautiful, and I said, but this is what it could look like. And they're like, that's amazing. And he called his mom, or it was her mom, saying, hey, we're going to do some landscaping. You've got to come out here and do this landscaping. So you can, it's so helpful in just giving you an idea. And maybe someone would say, that's too many bushes or that's too many whatever. But what it does is it helps you to give yourself an idea of the potential.
Correct. I was against AI for a long time because, again, I was in the mindset of AI is taking people's jobs away. Then when my assistants no longer could work with me, I was like, I need an assistant. And okay, I'm going to use ChatGPT because my friend Jenny, who was with us, used to call that her best friend Chatty. So I was like, okay, let's use it. One of my clients the other day said, Monica, which version do you have? I have a free version right now, but I can absolutely see its benefits. I have it create thumbnails that we use on YouTube and Rumble. I have it help me with descriptions for the show. It made me a thumbnail today for you and I. So for those of you that watch on YouTube, by the way, that's what you'll see me put up right after the show. But sometimes it gets it wrong. It put you and I together and like, that's not us. Get rid of the people.
Oh, okay.
So sometimes it gets it wrong, right? It's not perfect by no means, but we can definitely see its benefits. So yes, for this, it is what could this look like? And there she is saying, well, here you go. So you've got that in another picture, which I think is fascinating. So this is the before.
Backyard. So this is it's not a full garage and it's not a carport. It's called a garage port. So the garage door's on the outside, so it's privacy and no one can get into your yard, but it's actually a carport. So from inside your house, you could see if you had a car there. But again, this is the backyard. This is out the back door, and look what we created. Like, you just want to have a party. Like, I saw that and I was like, let's have a party. Let's just invite everyone over. I'll host it for you. And, after all the landscaping and everything is done, let's get people over here, and we'll do it where it's like midday so that at night you can still have your little fire pit.
I agree. I mean, one more time. So this is the thing. You all might want to utilize something very similar, because when you can't see the vision, ChatGPT can. So this is the before, and many of your yards, you might be looking out right now going, oh God, yes, that's what ours looks like. I don't want to have anybody over. And then you're like, oh, it can look like this with some work. Yes, that's gorgeous. I want that backyard.
Isn't that beautiful?
Yeah.
Isn't that beautiful? But I mean, even like when you look at the stonework,
Yeah.
they took a regular basic sidewalk and said, we're going to take the sidewalk, but we're going to add some stonework. And, maybe over here you can have an umbrella where it's just everything's not by the house. You want to spread everything out. It's kind of like a living room. A lot of times people walk into a living room and the first thing they do is put their sofa up against a wall.
Yep.
And you don't need to do that. Just put it in the middle of the room and put everything around it, and I think a lot of things, and I'm totally digressing, but some of the mistakes people make is they make sure that every single wall in their house has something up against it. It's like, just because there's a free space doesn't mean it needs something there. Sometimes you just have free space.
Declutter.
Yes, less is more.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk about top 10 pre-listing improvements with realistic return on investment. And by the way, do you have any questions for Dot? If you do, shoot us a message right now if you can. If you're heading out, please don't do it while you're driving. I love the fact that you all say that you take the message with you while you're driving, setting it down and listening, more like an audio podcast. Do that. Don't look down, please. Both hands on the wheel. I'm just trying to keep you all safe here. We're going to talk about that, and then we're going to get into our Friendship Friday talk, and we're going to discuss Easter. And again, let us all know as you drop in comments, what are you doing for Easter? More with Dot Fleshman when we return.
What if you could start your day feeling loose, relaxed, and ready? Deep hydrotherapy right in your backyard. No commute, no appointments, just warmth, relief whenever you need it. Sore muscles recover faster, tight joints loosen up, tension you carry all day, gone. Relax with your family or friends, or work out with our Michael Phelps Edition Swim Spas. Worried about maintenance? We have factory-trained service nearby whenever you need it. Plus, we're here for you long-term if you have any questions or need to refill supplies. You can even test spas at our showrooms. Spas and More, A+ rated, locally owned for 20 years. We put the ah in spa.
And that's the easiest way to find us. By the way, multiple platforms. A lot of you do the search for Monica Adams, or I would type in the real Monica Adams. It takes you right to our platforms like Facebook. We are on LinkedIn, YouTube, Rumble, X, as well as Instagram and Twitch. If there's a platform we're not on that you would like for us to be on, please reach out to me and let me know. Again, we are excited to have brought on Exist Stretch as our title sponsor. Have you been there yet, Dot? Because it's not too far from where you live.
I have not been to that one, but I've been to one before.
So you've got to go in, get stretched. Their first one is free. I was hoping to see you at the grand opening. Rose was like, "Is Dot coming?" She's busy. She's busy with all these homes.
Was Rose there?
Rose was there.
Oh, Rose, I could have met you. It was my mom's birthday.
It was packed. It was packed, like busting at the seams packed.
Nice, nice, nice.
But please get there. So 5605 Hampton, or they're inside the Exist Fitness in Arnold. 2 locations. So get there and welcome aboard, by the way. We love having you. And I'm going to put everybody in right now because this list keeps growing and growing and growing. Dot's been on with us. Is this 2 years now?
Yes.
Yes. Yay. So Dot and then Yappy Puppy. We'll see Jessica next week, Thursday. Positive Talk Time is back. JG Optimal Wellness. Jenny Gabriel's back on with us on Monday as we do our menopause talk. You just heard from Spas and More. Dot Fleshman Realty. Defiance Ridge Vineyards. We'll be back with them with Wet Your Whistle Wednesday, next Wednesday. Bridget Childress, Legal Nurse Consulting. She's incredible. She'll be back on with us Tuesday for Testament Tuesday. We just started that just a few weeks ago. I love those. And then, of course, Exist Stretch, Exist Fitness, and where they took care of Mama Jackie, Garden View Care Center. Welcome aboard. They've got 3 locations as well. Dot will be able to tell you about the branding we do for you. You're all going to have some great success for sure. By the way, one of our viewers who took advantage of the incredible services of Dot came on, and that's Ann. She said, "Happy Easter, Monica and Dot. Dot will find you your perfect home. Have a great weekend," she says.
And she's the best. I had such a wonderful experience with her. We had to buy a home and sell a home.
Right.
And it took, I got to spend not just like a few days, when you buy a house or if you're just listing a house, I got to do both. So I got to have this extended time with Ann, and it was a pleasure.
Absolutely. And so again, Ann, thank you. And I ask that of all of you. Please support those that support us. Linda asked, Dot, is that with just using ChatGPT or a specific app that you use for the AI?
I use ChatGPT. There is a different app there are many apps actually out there, but I do like ChatGPT.
Chatty.
Chatty.
Tessa's doing good. Did you see Tessa's got tubes in her ears?
I did see that.
Yes. Thank you, Christy, for asking. She's doing okay. Christy, I believe, is having a birthday also. I think I saw that earlier. So as you are just coming onto the show, again, if you're just tuning in, go back and watch the beginning. It's the beauty of streaming. So if you missed anything up to this point, go back after the live portion. This is Dot Fleshman. The information to reach out to her, and again, do it in advance. Just start that conversation is 314-324-3317, or shooting an email if that's your best way of communication. Fleshman at cbrealty.com. All right, we went into the break, Dot, and we said we're going to give the top 10 pre-listing improvements with realistic return on investment. I love this list that you've come up with for us. So everybody, if you are at home, you want to take some notes, or just take this portion and come back to it. So let's go through those.
So I think first and foremost is it's important that when you go to list your home that you do get it ready. It's not just, I want to sell, let's take some pictures. Well, we don't want to take pictures of your home with your stuff. And the thing that I try to remind all of our sellers is that we all live in our homes. That's our home. That's where our knickknacks are, and our stuff and our pictures and things that make us feel good. But when it comes time to sell your home, we need to get it ready and get it staged ready. And part of that is what the questions that people ask all the time is, what do I need to do? So when I go to do a walkthrough, some people think, again, if you have let's just say you want to sell your $300,000 home and it needs kind of work in maybe every single room, and then you're going to spend like $25,000 on just a kitchen renovation, that's where it's like, I'm not sure you're going to get all your money back. Right. So we have to be careful. Number one, your most that you're going to get is paint. If you paint your home neutral color, especially if you have a home that's got darker colors, or maybe you're that client who's very eclectic and you got a pink room and a green room and a purple room and a black room, that could be a little bit of a turn off. It's perfect for you because that's what you love and that makes you feel good when you walk into your house, which is so important. But for others, it might be that that's not a good thing. So we always just try to say maybe neutralize the paint. But your next most, you can get like 150% to 300% of your return on investment if you paint.
I love the fact that you said neutral, because I saw some pictures pop up from a friend of ours that also does real estate. And I looked at some of the homes that they were staging and I'm like, oh dear God, look at those colors. Who didn't tell them to change it back to neutral?
Well, and maybe they did, but maybe the seller also said, I don't have time, don't have money, I'm traveling, you're selling it like it is. I mean, we're gonna, we will sell it, we'll make it work, but you know how you make it work? So you make it work with staging. The
Staging.
next step is staging. It's so important. It's better, I mean, not everyone can, but if you do buy a house and move out first and you have an empty home, it's just better to get it staged. You will get anywhere from 100 to 500% return on investment to sell your home. And most homes sell for over asking, and most homes sell quickly when they're staged. What are we doing? Why are we staging? We're creating an environment that makes it so comfortable. You walk into the house and you immediately think home and you think beautiful, and these stagers are amazing. They can take an older home in the city and add some newer furniture to kind of give it an updated look. But we also have newer homes that have old antiques and outdated furniture, which makes it give it a little bit more character. And well, I don't want to add two things. One is antiques; it gives it some character and stuff. But other things, I had a client that was an older gentleman, and he had all older furniture from the 70s and 80s in a new modern home. It kind of just didn't click. So we just suggested move out first and either sell it vacant or have it staged, and we staged it.
I think that is a good question that a lot of people ask, and they say, should I take everything out of the home? Should I put it in storage? Should it be absolutely empty, or should I have some stuff in there? What's your viewpoint on that?
Yes, that's a great transition, Monica. We can do both. You can go from an empty home and have it completely staged, or if you do have some nice pieces, your stager will walk in with you and tell you to take everything out but leave all of these pieces, and so you won't need as much staging. But they can also stage with just like if you've got, like, let's just say a great dining room table and a sofa and your chairs. If you've got some of the basics, they may be able to bring in all the accessories.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's like half and half.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, if you're in this particular time of your life right now and you're going through this, and maybe your particular real estate agent's not really helping you, we can give you some advice, or this is where, ideally spread the word that Dot's really going to help you with this. So we're going through pre-listing improvements with realistic return on investment. Again, fresh interior paint, professional staging. We just showed the vision of what it could look like with landscaping, but I always wonder if the home is just all messy looking on the entrance, right? It's first impressions, or you took the extra step to do landscaping. What kind of return would you get?
Exactly. And you would get a huge return on that as well. The biggest thing about landscaping is it's a seasonal thing too. So when we were selling our homes during the winter, which we were still selling homes during the winter, it's blah, right? It's gray. Winter, everything's dead and stuff like that. So that was kind of hard. But what you do instead is you put maybe some little Christmas trees with some lights on there, or something to give it a little maybe color, maybe a beautiful wreath, and a nice floor mat. So there are things that you can do on the exterior. But now that, winter's over and snow's gone, now you can do all kinds of things. And even if you don't have a lot of money and you're like, man, I'm trying to move, I want to save my money for my new house, you can do things like get containers and put flowers just in the containers, where you're not putting them into the ground. Or you can do some lanterns on your porch, or again, a nice wreath. But everything from the beginning, from when they walk up to your house, that sets the tone for what they're going to see on the inside. For sure, especially if you have children, no bikes, no toys, no junk. All that has to be gone, gone, gone. In the back, in the basement, somewhere organized. But when they come in, they want to see your home, not your stuff.
Yep, clean. They just want it. Again, we always talk about feng shui. It is that feeling of, boy, it just feels warm and welcoming here. I can see myself here, right? The vision of it all. So, all right, so curb appeal and landscaping. I was just going to ask you about lighting, because to me, lighting is everything. When I come up and I see a home, and then I see another home in that same neighborhood, I'm like, oh my gosh, look at the uplighting, look at the downlighting, look at all of this. There's some very inexpensive ways now to light up your home. Where in the past, I think people would hear, oh, lighting, all I hear is ching, 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 ching. That's not the case anymore.
it's it's not. You're correct. You can find a lot of great deals out there, but lighting is so important. It just is. You got to have some can lights to give rooms more lighting, but you also have to have soft lighting in the house. And when as an agent, when I'm having an open house, or even when I'm not just having an open house to invite people in. If I'm a buyer's agent, I go to the house before my clients get there and I turn all the lights on to make sure it looks inviting. Open the blinds so that the light comes in, so you can see the house. Anything that's like, if you've got a lot of blinds and a lot of curtains and they're all closed, it's just very dark, you want to just open it up, and people love light. They just love a lot of light and lighting. And you're talking about like over cabinet lighting, under cabinet lighting. That is an easy, very inexpensive way to get extra lighting into your kitchen. But I think you just need that extra lighting.
What about lighting outside? Like even the inexpensive lights, you can go up to the Home Depot or Lowe's or wherever. Maybe go to a small business that has some lighting, solar lighting that's more inexpensive.
Right. Solar lighting is so easy. And again, the biggest thing is most of the time, we're seeing homes during the day. Now, the lights that are outside with the solar lights, and once they're on, we can capture that in video, and I'm sorry, in pictures to put it on, online so that you can see what it would look like at night. But most of the time, people are seeing houses during the day outside of the winter. So it gets dark really early, like 4:30, and starts to get dark. Well, people can't see homes until it's later.
Yeah.
So some of those days that we were looking for homes, you were able to see that beautiful lighting pop up then.
So Dot says that the return on the investment for light fixture updates, 80 to 150%. So just think about these things. All right, so I always talk about landscaping, as well as we're going to get into bathrooms, we're going to get into kitchen, but the front door, I remember when I was in news, and we talked with a real estate agent probably about 10, 15 years ago, and that was one of the things she said. Front door, refresh, the paint, the replacing of the hardware, the return on the investment for that is 75 to 150%.
Yeah. Right, because again, you can get so creative with your front door, and I don't know if it's like everywhere out in the county. I don't really see it a lot out there, but I see it a lot out in the city where they may just paint a door like yellow. Just like take your house, take a look at it. It might not work for everyone, but a nice color on your front door. But without a doubt, you don't want to have like peeling paint. You don't want to have spider webs on your door. You don't want to have, all those markings on your door from the kids or the dogs or, scratching. You want it to be nice and fresh and clean. And it takes nothing to just paint that door. It's that fresh. And what we're looking for is fresh. And, honestly, through this list, what clients really are looking for is how much money am I going to have to spend when I move in?
Correct.
And if I don't have to spend the money on landscaping, and now I don't have to spend the money on my door, and I don't have to spend the money on light fixtures, there's three things that a lot of times clients, the top three things that clients will change in a home. It's not on my list. It's going to be either the flooring, because maybe they don't like carpeting and they want to change flooring, which, by the way, I have a guy who will give you a discount. And then, or they will change the paint if they don't like the dark colors and they want to neutralize it. Or they'll change light fixtures because, again, they're maybe outdated or maybe just not outdated, but not your style.
Yeah, flooring. I literally said to Jim yesterday, all right, it's time to refresh the floor. Enough with the dog scratching. Mama Jackie was over. Her roller scratched the floor.
Yes, right.
We need to, I don't know about change. We're not going to actually put new flooring down, but I do want to get it to where it's fresh. Yes.
Yeah. There's a company out there that will steam your floors, and there's a company out there that will buff your floors out and put another nice shine on them.
Yeah.
So there's lots of things that you can do. Carpeting is an easy fix, especially if you've had the carpeting for many years, 10 plus years, and it's matted and, et cetera. Just get some new fresh carpeting. It's nice, it's fresh, it's fluffy. It's everyone likes nice fresh carpeting.
And you have a friend that's going to give us a discount?
Yes.
Okay.
I have to get that information over to you. I'll have to plug it in there.
Please, I will reach out and we'll drop it in the comment section for you. Okay, so bathroom, a mini refresh, a return on investment 70 to 150%.
It doesn't need a whole, maybe you don't need a whole refresh, but I mean, if you've got some outdated light fixtures, take that down, If you
feel
have a
that.
really old toilet from the city or anywhere, if you have a really old toilet that's like those really low ones, when you sit on it, you think you're going to fall, it's time to get rid of that and get a just newer toilet. I mean, it does little things.
I'm looking at this list, and I told Jim, I was like, we're going to have Dot come over because I want to be prepared for whenever we do the move, and I don't know when that's going to be. But I keep saying, I'm like, I don't know how many times I've been asking about the bathroom. He's like, okay. And I said, no, seriously, we need to do all these things. So I'm going to give him this list. And I think there's several things on this list that we need to do.
I need you list.
Exactly. Where I love to mark through. Oh, that's done. Yay. Kitchen hardware, some small cosmetic updates. We're not talking about, and I know a lot of you are like, wait a minute, this sounds very expensive for all. No, she's talking about little, like small cosmetic updates.
Like a faucet, some new modern faucet that's really super cool. You can change that out. A lot of people have cabinetry with like no handles at all. You can maybe add those on to kind of refresh that look. You might want to take one of those. They have these like little pens that you can kind of like mark on your, and buff it out a little bit to make sure there's no scratches. So there's just different things. And of course, you're going to declutter. You're going to take everything off. I don't care if you use a toaster every morning. You're going to take it off. You're going to put it in your cabinet. There's nothing on their kitchen counters. Those counters need to be fresh and clean, and so that people can see the kitchen counters, not like your toaster and your blender and your, all of that.
Coffee, all that. Yeah, okay. So we did talk about flooring touch-ups. That return on the investment, by the way, 70 to 150%. Deep cleaning. That's the very first thing right now. I'm just like, can we just have that done? And I want it done again. Deep cleaning is underestimated.
It is underestimated, and it is so important. And again, anything on this list, you just call me. I've got someone for everything, right? I've got someone who can come and clean your home, etc. But part of it is anything from your air ducts that need to be wiped, or your ceiling fans that need to be wiped, or your baseboards that need to be freshened up and wiped, and maybe just a little touch up of paint. Painting baseboards is huge, but different things like you don't realize. If someone wants to go, I wonder if these windows open. I just want to make sure the window's open, so they may go to open a window. And if you open your window today, and you see all that black stuff or whatever that's there, no. We're going to clean that up. We're going to get some Windex, we're going to get some paper towels, and we're going to clean every single window. Needs to be cleaned out. Just take the time. The details are so important. People do go open windows. They want to make sure that they do work.
That they work, yes.
And your sliding glass door. Maybe there's stuff like down in there. You just get your vacuum hose and suck all that stuff out. But all of that, especially if you have animals and you haven't moved furniture in a while, and all of a sudden you've got something back there. Deep cleaning is so important. Remember, they're going to be in your house looking at every aspect. You know what they're going to do? They're going to open your kitchen closet to see like how much room is in my cupboard. And it's going to be like a mess. And so it's important. And so that's why if you're planning to move later, this is the time to start. And Monica, about, I don't know, maybe about like 6 shows ago, remember we talked about the junk drawer?
Yes.
Okay. So we talked about the junk drawer and organizing the junk drawer. But part of what gets people going, this whole thing that we talked about then, the study that we had just done, is you start with your nightstand. So your nightstand on your bed, by your bed, you just clean that out first, and you realize what's in here. Every night something goes in there and you don't really realize it. The second thing is your junk drawer. You want to get that cleaned out and organized. And the third thing is go into your linen closet and pull everything out and put stuff back in that only needs to be in there. And you realize all the stuff that we just accumulate because we live in our house, and that's okay. We live in our house, but we all have that. But if you're going to sell, people are going to open your microwave. They're going to open your oven. They're going to open your utility closet. They're going to open everything. And you just want to be nice and healthy and clean and organized.
No, absolutely. That again, it's funny because I thought about it the other day. So Rose just said, Monica, I love it. Dot sounds Italian. I got this floor guy. Kathleen said, I think I know your flooring guy. I need, I had a great flooring guy. I don't know if he's still doing it, but we're going to get some. I love the fact that we can start dropping in because, yes, I will compare with you and I might say, I want to bring these people on. I want to bring these people on. Here's the thing I always think, though, Dot. I'm like, I want to do this, but then I think I want to stay in the home because then it's all beautiful and clean and everything's done. Why don't we do it now? Everybody think about this. Why don't you do it when you're there, when you're living there? I want that right now. So we've probably got another year in our house. I want to start doing all these things because I want to be proud of everything in the house. And I'm sure you all feel the same way. Under the bed, Jody says, there's so much dust out here in the country. I swear it all goes under the bed. Yeah, probably. Dot, happy Greek Orthodox Easter next Sunday. I'm going to chick eggs with my ladies league at church next Thursday. Did you make Pascha bread?
So we're making it this weekend coming up. It's Greek bread, and
Is it Pascha? Is that how you pronounce it?
so Pascha is Easter. So Pascha bread is our Greek Pascha. It's Easter. Yeah.
I love this. Stephanie, I agree with you. I feel the same way. She said I need to stretch my carpet in my apartment. That's the thing that's going on with ours. It's like, oh my God, this needs to be stretched.
Yes.
It's annoying.
Yes.
Other people talking about Easter, Easter, Easter. Okay, one more thing. So we're talking about fixing small deferred maintenance. So again, these are all return on investment. Make sure that you think about this. And you know what I'll do right now? Let me do a little cut and paste. And I will drop these in for you right now so that you can look through. When it comes time for you to start thinking about selling your home, these are the things that you should be doing. So I just dropped those in for you. Okay, we're going to take our final break. When we come back, we're going to talk about Easter. A lot of you are dropping in for us already saying what you're doing for Easter. Keep them coming in. Want to know what the community is up to? I know Beckett was telling you about the weather, but by the time you get to those Easter egg hunts, I mentioned before, you might want to bundle those kids up because it might be just a little cold. So just know that, all right? Don't go anywhere. We get into Easter, the meaning behind it all, and again, wishing you all a happy Easter. So don't go anywhere.
I was just on the Real Monica Adams show, and it was really a good experience for me. When I walked in, the building is just peaceful. The environment is beautiful here. Monica really made me feel welcome.
The Monica Adams show allows people to be themselves. It's really important to share kindness, to be real, to offer stories and things that will give people hope and a reason to smile.
Rather than waking up aggravated, disappointed, and wondering, where's this earth going, choose to wake up with something that'll put your mind and your heart in the right direction. Start with Monica.
Listen to Tony Twist. Exactly. Start with Monica. We love that you do, by the way. We told you some exciting things are coming up. We welcome new clients, I should say new sponsors on, like Garden View Care Center. They have 3 locations for you. They took the most incredible care of my mother, literally treated her like it was their own. And Mom was inundated. Look at that, with all of those flowers while she was there. I would like for you to just go and take a tour. Again, there is a location in O'Fallon, Missouri. That one is at 700 Garden Path. Chesterfield is at 1025 Chesterfield Point Parkway. And the Doherty Ferry is 13612 Big Ben in Valley Park. Again, we're talking about the transition into spring. That's how beautiful it looks. Look at that. They get a chance to go out and they tend to the garden. They feel valued and wanted and needed. It is beautiful property. And then more important, it's the faculty, the way they treat your loved ones. And just like Dot's talking about being prepared, this is something where you need to be prepared as well. You don't want to have to be making these decisions and then suddenly it's time for the care for your loved ones and you waited too long. So even if you put mom and dad and yourself or siblings, whatever, on a list now, and it comes up and they call you, and it's not time, it's fine. You go right back on the list. So as I mentioned, 3 locations, O'Fallon, Valley Park, and Chesterfield. Welcome aboard, Garden View. We absolutely love having you. Okay, welcome back. It is just days before Easter. That's what we're going to talk about today. All about the meaning of it. It's just, I love the fact that Dot is saying this because it's very similar to the talk that we did around the time of Christmas. You need to remember the reason of it all. It's not the Easter bunnies. It's all about Jesus, even though Jesus is with the Easter Bunny in this one.
So, Monica, much like Santa became the popular face of Christmas, the Easter Bunny became the popular face of Easter. But underneath both of those holidays is Jesus. And, it's his birth, it's his death. And, part of that is there's the cultural, our cultural Santa Claus and Easter Bunny.
Yep.
But then from Christian perspective, that's the fun part of it. But as the Christians, we know that the true meaning of both of those holidays. And this is very telling. The Easter Bunny, it's because it's out there, it's for kids, and it makes it fun. We talk a little bit about how did the Easter Bunny get involved and everything, but part of the foundation of Christian hope is the whole resurrection of Jesus. And why do we call it Good Friday? It's such a sad situation.
I literally woke up this morning and said my prayers, and I'm like, Good Friday. I'm like, but it's not.
I know.
I know. It's so hard to say Good Friday when we know what happened.
I know.
I'm going to tell you, this is the time. Well, I love watching anything to do with Jesus. First of all, I was very, very into The Chosen. I never finished it. I need to go back to it.
Yes.
So incredible. Yeah, I need to finish.
They still have not done season 6. That's going to come out, and that is the cross.
Correct.
And it's going to be so hard to just sit through that and just kind of watch that.
Do you all have a favorite, by the way, when we get around this time or even around Christmas, et cetera, that you like to watch? For me, it's hard to watch, but what a powerful, the Passion. Have you seen that?
Monica, it's been so long since I've seen it.
I want to see it right now.
I do remember when I did see it that it was so hard, and I was angry. I was just
and we
mad.
should be.
It's like, gosh, I know those were back in those days and those times, and things were different, and it was like an eye for an eye and all that kind of stuff. You got hung and stuff like that. But even in today's day, I see things on TV, and I see like this cop that was being kicked and beat up, and it was just so hard to see there's so much sin out there and just so much negativity and anger. And it's like anger breeds anger, and love
brings kindness.
And kindness breeds kindness. Speaking of kindness, Monica, so just a little plug here, but I've got my Be Kind candle. And do you have any newer scents coming up?
So we wanted to bring out for spring, but I know that there were some things with everything. I reached out to the woman who was doing my merchandise, and I think she went through some rough times, and I was like, okay, we were going to roll out. I'm wearing, our original Real Monica Adams jackets, and I've got my shirt on underneath as well. These are gone. Everybody bought these up. So now I'm like, I need new merchandise. But the guy that I work with for the candles, yes, we wanted to roll out spring. If you want to go with me, by the way, it's an exciting experience. You want to? So we'll go to the warehouse where we did these. So you and I both have our Be Kinds.
Yes.
I still love it. I know someone's like, yeah, Monica, it might be like Christmas, but you don't even have to say that it is. This one is Memories Around the Tree. I still love this, and I still will light it even though it's outside of Christmas. We do have the one that's called Embers at the Cottage that I have right now, but I do want this fresh spring summery smell, which honestly we were going to roll out the scent, the main scent of the Real Monica Adams. So if you've known me for a long time, I will let you come along with me and play a part in picking that. Deal?
Yes, that's a deal. I would definitely go. I'm sitting here thinking, I wonder
what that would be.
Know you enough to know which direction you would go in your scent.
I can tell you, I have a feeling, because all of this came about through my father, and my father gave me stargazer lilies, that there's going to be something like that. I have a feeling.
Oh.
But I don't know. I could be taken in different directions. You all can tell me also, for those of you Monica's Maniacs that have been watching for the last 3 years, what do you think? Shouts Monica, because I want an original scent, right? It's the one that will always be around, and then we'll do these other ones. So yes, by the way, thank you. And I always have it right by me. So be kind. Kindness breeding kindness was what we're talking about. So, all right, before we wrap up, we're talking about Easter, and we're talking about a lot of you church means to you. The cross, the resurrection, changing the meaning of sacrifice. Again, Good Friday seems heavy, as Dot just mentioned. Easter is about renewal, not just remembrance.
Yes.
Spring and Easter together. And how many of you are doing eggs, by the way? These are gorgeous.
Aren't those beautiful?
Yes.
So the Greek tradition, we really only color our eggs red as a sign of blood of Jesus. And so generally they're just red eggs. And my mom does this really cool thing where she'll take like herbs and stuff and she'll put it on the egg and she'll wrap it in this like little stocking type material and tie them all up, and then she puts them in the red dye and lets them sit and then takes them off, and that's how they look.
Interesting. Yeah, I had never seen that before. Those are beautiful. Mine are always like a bunch of different colors. I haven't done it in a while. You're bringing me back to my youth. I need to do this again. I don't have kids. I don't have, young.
Bring your goddaughter over with you, and you guys can make those.
Can you believe? Because you've grown up with her. How old? Do you know how old she is?
I think I'm dying. I think, isn't she like 16, 17 driving or something?
Well, she's driving with a permit. She
Okay,
will be
she's
16
15.
this year. She's 15. I know.
I mean,
It's crazy to me, but yes. Yeah, I need some time with my goddaughter. Okay, before we wrap up, it's this. This is you. When you're reading the Bible, looking for the part about the Easter bunny and the eggs. Keep looking.
you know, for everyone who reads the Bible, that's hilarious because when I first started reading the Bible, I thought, I'm just going to go. So I went with my sister and we went to this Bible class, okay? And everyone at this Bible class was just, they're totally into it. So he's like, okay, turn to Job. And I'm like, okay, so, A through Z, J's in the middle. So I'm going to J, and she's like, what are you doing? I'm like, it's not alphabetical order, right? So if you don't know the Bible, you have to have one that's either tabbed or something to kind of know like where you're going and where to flip. I couldn't even keep up. It was like just too much. But part of that is how did we connect, the Easter bunny with it and everything. And so I did some research and I found out that the German immigrants helped popularize the Easter bunny in America. How about that?
I have to get with my sister-in-law, who's obviously German. I'm going to say, hey, look at you. Did you know all this?
That's so crazy. And then the idea of an egg-laying bunny came largely from German traditions brought to America in the 1700s. So I just was like, how did the correlation happen, right? Me and my bestie, Chatty, decided to do a little research on like why. And when I have questions, I just ask why, right. And we get the why. But it's always like the deep, that's just the why. It's a deeper. It's just like anything. You can just go deep into the subject about why. But the whole meaning of the season is what's important. But on Easter Day, all the the grandkids are going to be running around picking up little eggs filled with candy and.
Absolutely. So again, it's this new blooming. It's fresh. It's a renewal. So I hope you all feel. Again, today feels a little heavy, but I hope you feel by the time we get to Sunday, this hope, right? That's what the show is about. It's the same type of symbolism of hope. The things that maybe you're going through that do feel heavy. This too shall pass. Greater, brighter days are ahead. Don't stay in that heaviness. Surround yourself with people that will bring you out of it. Listen to things. Immerse yourself in what you want more of, which I can't imagine is more depression and more negativity. Let's see. Stephanie said, my grandma dyed her eggs with red onion beets. I do the natural ways. Interesting. Pete, mom used to use onions to get that red tint on eggs. I love this. Love the passion, Jody said. When you go to sell your home and you paint your place to sell, please label the paint on which room it goes to. Oh, Anne, very good.
Yes.
Exactly. And have a little left over. We always like to have that. Pete, happy Easter to you as well. If I missed any comments, I'll be sure to go back when the show is over. You're welcome, Stephanie. Happy Easter. I feel blessed. I'm glad. So this was, again, our show about real estate, our show giving you some tips if you're getting ready to sell that house, things that you need to do. Again, some points about how the money got involved, but the real reason for the season. And then, Dot, what's coming up for us next month?
So next month is because it's Mother's Day. We're going to talk a little bit about like mother figures and mothers and women who basically taught us, shaped us, guided us, helped us. And they're not just mothers. There's mother figures. There's sisters who are mother figures. There's mentors. There's friends. And all these women who basically guide us into like who we are and our decision making and basically who ground us as well.
Yep. Again, think about the women who have shaped your life and then bring those to the table for us, by the way. I do have an event that we'll be talking about coming up on May 11th. We are going to be at the Barrel House. Now, I think a lot of you might think, oh, bourbons and ryes and scotches and whiskeys, that's men. There are a lot of women who love their bourbons. And so think about them because there's an event coming up that I'm going to tell you about in just a second. Dot, thank you as always for our Friendship Fridays that I absolutely love. Dot will be back on again. Her next appearance will be on Friday, May 1st. We're just whipping through this year, by the way. It's crazy.
I know, right? I can't even believe it. I just can't. But it's always a pleasure seeing you, Monica. It's always a pleasure being on. Thank you for the last time I saw you and you got me my book. I did read it. I do love it. I'm reading chapters and I'm connecting with every one of those women. So
the book, by the way, that she's talking about is It's About Time. And I just saw a post from our friend Kelly that it is now in Target.
Nice.
Yeah. So if you don't have your book, a lot of you actually said that you wanted the books. I still have a list of people I need to get those to. So if you would like a book, there is a collaboration. Speaking of women who have changed your life, there are 35 women in this book, and I'm proud to be one of them. And it is now an international bestseller, by the way. We are very proud to have that status. And it is all about hope. These stories sometimes were hard to go through, right? But it is coming out better ahead. Well, my friend, happy Palm Sunday to you. And then happy Easter the next weekend to all of the rest of you. Happy Easter, though.
Thank you.
All right.
Happy
Love
Easter.
you. Big hugs to you.
Thank you.
So you all, I was just mentioning an incredible event that's coming up. So they're going to be doing a Mother's Day event. They're going to do a Father's Day event. And if you haven't been, get in there beforehand. BarrelHouseSTL.com. Michelle's been telling me that she can't wait to take her husband Mike to this. 14748 Clayton Road in Baldwin. What is Barrel House? Follow them on social media at Barrel House STL. They're open right now Wednesday through Friday, 4 to 9, Saturday 1 to 9, Sunday 12 to 6. And once you go in, here it is. This is literally walking in the front door. I love, as I keep mentioning, how much they love our veterans. And you'll see that. Can we adopt a soldier? What's that wall all about? We'll be talking about that. You go through the family tradition and the background of how this all came about. We're actually going to have Stephen and Denise, the owners, on later this month. And then we're going to go there. And we are going to show you everything about the Barrel House. There's music there. Absolutely. They've got live music. They have great food. They have drinks. They have all these different events. And as I mentioned, there will be one coming up for Mother's Day. There will be one for Father's Day. Doesn't that look inviting? I mean, Dot was just talking about how you want to feel invited. Look at that. Looks like you're in your own home with all these really cool pieces of furniture. And then there's the barrels. That is what you're going to get a chance to do. You want to gift somebody something for a birthday or an anniversary. They will love their experience at the Barrel House. And you get to create your very own blend. You pick the bottle, you pick the label, you name your own blend. And then when you host, you're going to be like, hey, I created this at the Barrel House. So looking forward to that. Again, some mobile Monicas coming up May 5th, May 11th. May 5th will be at Oak and Front in Washington, Missouri, and May 11th will be at Barrel House. So we're booking for June, July, August, bringing on some new mobile Monicas and bringing on more and more sponsors. Because again, we couldn't do this show without each and every one of you and our incredible sponsors. Everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you have an incredible Easter. Oh, Kathleen said, I've read the book, very inspiring. I highly recommend. Thank you. Dovetailing on light, adding windows and cleaning them. Oh, yep, there you go. I will wear a hat, Kyle. Thank you for watching. I will definitely, and I'll take some pictures for Easter for you. God bless you all. Have a fantastic weekend. And on Monday, Jenny Gabriel from JG Optimal Wellness, Bridget Childress for our Testament Tuesday. We'll be back in talking about HIPAA and patients' rights. We get into Wednesday, where we'll back with Defiance Ridge Vineyards. Thursday, I can't wait for this. The puppies are back. Positive Talk Time is coming back up for you on Thursday. And then Foodie Friday is back. And we are going to be featuring Made by Leah, which is up in Florissant. So we got a packed week. It's all coming up for you next week. Until then, remember to be kind. God bless you all, and happy Easter.
The Real Monica Adams Show is brought to you by Exist Stretch. Stop by for your free consultation and 30-minute introductory stretch today.